So week 15 of the NBA season gets started with some of your favorite shows right here on NBA TV. 10 before tip and the starters lead the way, and it's the debut of NBA TV Fast Break on Monday. It's a fast-paced, interactive night of coverage starting with the Heat and Rockets at 8, followed by the Timberwolves and the Clippers. Now, Houston have suffered some valleys and peaks this season, but they are undefeated when Chris Paul, James Harden, and Clint Capella all play. That includes a win this weekend over Golden State, perfect 17-0. Does that fact, especially with last night's win, change your thought process on whether or not the Rockets can beat Golden State in the playoff series?
In a 7-game series, everything's important. First of all, health. You know, CP and James, they can dominate a pick and roll and play in isolation. I think this is a great time for CP. He finally has some weapons around him. We can now enter versus Golden State like he's at the same level. So winning down the stretch is easy for those two guys to hit big shots. And James, you know, wants to step back, isolating Steph. Big time shot last night.
I mean, when you look at this Houston Rockets team, the advantage they're starting to have, they got confidence now because they've beaten Golden State. And now they're starting to pick out weaknesses in Golden State. They're attacking Steph Curry because if you let Steph Curry hide on defense, he's got all that energy now to kill you on offense. So what Houston's doing, they're putting him in pick and roll, they're beating him up, they're wearing him down, and then they're attacking him constantly throughout the game.
Coach, you can't forget those dogs. P.J. Tucker.
That's my guy.
Changed the dynamic of their team. He created a toughness to where now it is a street fight when you play versus their team.
Well, the entire Miami Heat roster seems to be that way, and they're climbing up the Eastern Conference standings. In fact, when you look at the most clutch performing team in the NBA, the Miami Heat are the undisputed champions of that. Just look at that first place in all of the important categories, including offensive rating.
Chris, I'm going to say something that's strange. Eric Spoelstra is a better coach today than he was when he had LeBron James, Chris Bosh, and Dwayne Wade. Why? And you know this, Earl. When you got those type of players, all you do is ISO those guys and give them the ball. But now look at what Eric Spoelstra is doing with this team in late game situations.
And that's against Charlotte.
They execute their offense and defense to a T. Everybody knows what they're doing. And then look at this play. They take advantage of all the little things. For all the people that were thinking this was not a foul, put yourself in an official position. When Dwight Howard put that hand on the shoulder, Kelly Olynyk did the right thing. All the official sees is this while he's dribbling and stumbling. He's got to blow the whistle at the call. If Dwight Howard runs down the court, hands up out wide, that call doesn't happen. But you watch Eric Spoelstra in-game plays. He draws some great plays at the end of the game. He puts guys in the right spot. And the shooters, he put them in position to make shots.
So why didn't Eric Spoelstra call a timeout there?
Well, because you want the flow to go. What you don't want to do is give Charlotte a chance to set their defense and Dwight Howard to wall up that middle. Let them go and flow in transition. And when things like that happen, teams make mistakes. And what Charlotte did, a big mistake. Dwight Howard is not used to guarding a guy 94 feet dribbling down the court like that.
Earl, the Clippers are also a surging team. They took center stage with that win against the Rockets, but they are 12-3 in their last 15 games. 5 of those they played without Blake Griffin. Again, you see their offensive rating going back up. What's the key to their success? What's been the consistent part of it?
Our last game coaching was against the Clippers, so I've seen them healthy. I know what they're capable of. But I think when you have Doc Rivers, for one, has done a great job of keeping that team together underneath all odds of, you know, team and injuries and, you know, a lot of talk in la-la land. But Lou, you cannot let Lou go left. That is a scouting report.
Yes.
What Lou has done better right there, you see,
30 points per game in January.
But now he's going right. Every team has been forcing him right, and sometimes you might get something, you might not. He might be inefficient. But right now he's going right, he's going left, he's hitting threes. He's in a complete game flow, and we call it at peace with your game.
They're facing the Minnesota Timberwolves, and Jimmy Butler's faced them twice this season, averaging 26, 8 rebounds, 6 assists. Can they slow him down? Do they have the right matchup?
Well, it's tough because Jimmy can kill you outside with the three. But what Minnesota do a good job with Jimmy Butler and Andrew Wiggins, when they have an advantage on the inside, those guys are good at getting to their spots. Jimmy takes you to that spot right there. Look, Lou Williams, as good as he's played, he's too little defensively to guard a 6'7", 230-pound Jimmy Butler. He takes advantage of his size. And Earl, what I love about Jimmy, he will play bully ball against those smaller guards, and he would take his time and crab dribble you down to his spot and shoot that fadeaway jump shot. And if you back up off of him, he can take the three and beat you off the dribble. So his size and his athleticism is sometimes just too much for the Clippers guards to deal with because they're undersized.
That game is going to be all about pace. You don't want to play Minnesota in a half-court basketball game because, like Coach said, they're going to beat you up in the paint, beat you up at the free throw line, get good stops, and shorten the game. You got to get Lou in the flow. You got to get high pick and rolls, get him flowing, get him moving, and keep him out of half court until the last 2 minutes where you know he can isolate and Jimmy Butler cannot guard him.
Should be a great Monday night. Yeah, how about a good Saturday night? The Thunder had that against the Cavs.
You think?
148
Whoa.
points. Russell Westbrook and Paul George handled their business. But what did the Cavs' former head coach think about that 148-point performance? We'll get to that next.